if we look at this shot, this was class, right? This was, I mean, this, if you watch it in full speed, whoosh, it's gone like 280, clear the corner, awesome, right? When there's, as you said, it's easy in here. When there's less pressure, less worry about it, you commit to the shot and you hit some really good shots. When there's a little bit of doubt, hesitation, is it enough club? Oh, where's the trouble? You watch your head now, it kind of sort of moves a bit towards the golf ball there. Yeah, that knee kind of goes forward. So your weight here now is going to live on your toes. Now, if you get here and then you're trying to think, oh, shit, I don't want to, you're going to just, you're blocking things up there. As you come back in the golf ball now, it's like, what do I do? If you're just swinging it flat out, I think if you look at the result of this follow through,
step off it.
Yeah, exactly. So you basically kind of recovered it a little bit. Yeah. You knew your weight was kind of going forward. Here you're like, oh, I better back it up a little bit. Hung back a little bit by sort of thrusting hips forward a bit. Arms then come back in. And no pressure. You smoke it. 284, lovely. On a golf course, there's not that luxury of being, this is easy, there's no pressure. Because even as daft as it may sound, the thought of losing a golf ball.
No, you're right.
You can't lose the ball in there, can you? No. So there's no fear of going one way or t'other. So I think that movement there, that last one you just did there, when I said about it, you definitely came back. And it was interesting when you did that, you hit kind of the first drawy, hooky one you've got on the course so far today, because you maintain your posture. And that sort of, I'm getting a bit blocky and cutty. You use your hands to try and recover it. When you change that swing, you don't need to make that adjustment. So we've talked in the past about getting that balance correct in the feet. Keeping that weight back into the heels a little bit more when you turn. Okay, so you're rotating into that right hand. Now, if your weight goes on you, if you go forwards in your backswing, there's no way your weight can get back on your heel that easily. So it's about turning into that right heel and getting that weight on that back foot. So when you unwind and release, you're in balance. If you start moving on your toes too much, you get a bit sort of stuck, and then you've got to try and recover it. I say, when it's pressure free, you recover it well. Ball goes straight, but you've got to be careful. Obviously, you don't want to be making golf swings where you're recovering. And again, if you're losing balance in here, down on the flat ground with no wind or no elevation change or no issue, put you out on a golf course where you're on a slope, it's like, oh God. Especially in a windy conditions, it's going to be even worse. So just got to make sure we get that body kind of moving and rotating around its axis a bit more rather than lean into it. That was better.
Still fell off it.
You'll probably find you fall back because you're still now trying to not go forward. So when you don't go forward, you'll fall back a bit more. So trying to rotate around that spine angle a bit more, keep that weight there. That work, I think we mentioned before, where you sort of set up with a wall in front of you on your head and just make some swings there, kind of feeling that, so you feel like you're pushing into that right heel, just a bit more. And that's the thing, again, when it's you're definitely good enough now when it's pressureless or it's just free whacking it, you can hit it great. As by the first 15 shots you're hitting there on the range and the sim, you went from like 8-iron, awesome, 5-iron, awesome, hybrid, amazing, 3 with class, it's like, wow, amazing. Then it's okay, skills challenge. Some of the swings got a little bit kind of like, some of the shots you hit weren't where they would have been. Now on the golf course now, a few elements with sort of direction on some holes, the swing doesn't quite kind of hold up, not under pressure, but just that reaction to try and swing in, having to adjust to that body position is going to make it a little bit tricky. So